Hi, I'm Pat Jeffrey, one of the flight nurses at STARS here at the Calgary base, and this is Dr. Josh Ng, one of our intensivists actually. And what we're going to do today is just do a real brief overview of the isolation gear that we carry on the aircraft, and Josh is also going to be modeling that for us today. So this bag here goes on every aircraft. And inside we carry at least 3 gowns. We've also got a visor to cover your face. We've got goggles, and we also carry the N95 masks for a true infectious COVID patient. But we also have garbage bags in there, 2 big ones. So if there's certain equipment on our aircraft that we're not going to be using, we actually put them inside the garbage bag to keep them from getting dirty. So that way it cuts down on the amount of cleaning we have to do afterwards. So we're not going to take stuff out of the bag right now, but basically when we're donning, which means we're putting on our gear, and we would only do that after we've arrived, either at the scene of a motor vehicle collision, something like that, or in the hospital. We generally would not put this on in the aircraft on the way to the call. So it consists of a gown, and we're just going to use a typical surgical mask or procedure mask. We're not, we're just trying to conserve our N95 mask, but we're just going to show how that goes on. We've got some goggles, and we have our gloves, and of course our helmet. So when you're donning, the first thing you do is wash your hands. And in this case, we're using the alcohol-based. And so the first item that goes on is your gown. Now, this specific gown is a washable one, so we're able to recycle that one. Now, you want to make sure that you're covered all the way around, not just in the front. Right, you're good to go. Right. Next is your mask. Now all these masks have a metal band, so you can actually form fit that around your nose to form a seal, right? The next thing is your eye protection. And the goggles we use here, if you notice, they actually come right around the sides of his eye, so it gives us excellent protection from any splashes or things like that. And then the last item we put on are the gloves. Now on every flight we make, we will always have the gown on, we'll always have the gloves on, and we'll always have a mask on. Now, the only thing that changes will be what type of mask we're wearing, whether it is a simple procedural mask or a surgical mask, or whether there's a risk of, with a true COVID patient, then in that case we would use like an N95 mask. But this is the gear we wear on every single mission we fly. So Josh, pop your helmet on there. And the one thing I want to demonstrate on his helmet, if he brings the mic boom down, is you'll notice it looks very much like the gloves he's wearing. And actually what it is it's actually a finger that's been torn off one of the clean gloves. And we've actually put it over top of his microphone, just as another layer of protection, because to clean a microphone would be almost impossible to do. So this, not only are we protecting ourselves, but we're also protecting our equipment so it can be easily cleaned for the next patient. Okay, so this is the doffing procedure where we're removing our protective outerwear. So the first thing you notice he's done is clean his gloves off. Now, gloves are considered the dirtiest, so they're gonna come off first. You wanna be very careful with doing that. Then you wash your hands again. All right, so the next thing coming off is going to be his helmet. All right, now the next item coming off will be his gown. Now this particular type of gown is a reusable one, so it's made out of cloth. And we're going to put it into a special bag over here, and it's clear plastic with just a little pink ribbon. And the benefit of this particular bag is we can now just kind of roll it up. This can go right into the washing machine. We never have to touch the gown. And that bag actually melts in the washing machine. And so it's just a very no-touch putting it into the washing. So again, every time we're taking an item off, he always goes back and he washes his hands. So the next thing he's taking off is his eyewear. being very careful. And we can also recycle the eyewear. We just have to clean them down. The last thing is probably the dirtiest. You'll notice when he's taking off his mask, he does not touch the front of it, just touching the elastics. And that's because the outside of your mask is what is considered the dirtiest. So again, there's a lot of hand washing involved in between every procedure, but that's pretty much what we do on every mission now at STARS.